A what?
Oh,
That Daryl Aiden dude.
yeah.
Oh.
What the fuck?
The guy that stole all the pictures, right?
dude. Alright.
All right, Don. So what's your
Yeah,
opinion
what's
on
your
that,
take
man?
on
Like
that?
since you are
What's your
working in the
take on
same
that?
field.
It's
When-
a
when-
very
okay.
recent thing.
I'm really excited to talk
Yeah.
about this because
Yeah.
Alright,
the news
let's go.
broke.
Let's
When the news
do
broke, right, it was a
it.
morning. It was like I think it was 10. Just woke up. I saw the mothership article, and I told myself that day, I am cancelling all my appointments. I'm staying in bed. I am gonna order some Thai food, and I'm gonna read this thing to the end.
Oh damn, you're
You're
dead
gonna
into
watch
it.
this
Of course. What you talking about? This is my industry. So I just went all out, and I was so entertained.
Yeah.
I was so entertained. Like it's to this point now where it's past, it's past like the feeling of what the fuck, It's just like it's fucking hilarious.
And that affects you, like that hits you personally because that's your livelihood, and he was just
Yeah.
fucking with it, right?
So in a sense, right, like he would say things like, he would steal a stock photo and he would say things like, we waited hours for this.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
dude,
Yeah, that was,
we
like,
waited
fucked
hours
up,
for this
dude,
so that we
yeah.
could take this photo and
Yeah.
sell it on the stock site that you stole from. Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
in essence, the effort was just taken. It was just belittled. So in a sense, photographers, they always say this thing about photographers, like, you just pressing a button, you're just taking that photo.
Right.
But I think
No.
how we create an image is so much more than just that. you
Yeah.
know?
It couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
See, that's the thing about people that don't understand craft. They will
Yeah,
say this kind of
precisely,
shit. They
yeah.
think you
Yeah.
just press some buttons or
Yeah.
like.
It's like, you're telling like a leather craftsman that, hey, you just made a bag, right? It's just a bag,
yeah.
But he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck.
And he took years or decades
Precisely,
to
like
get
probably
down his
learned from
technique.
his dad,
Yeah.
and hone that craft, learning how to cut it, learning how to minimize wastage, things like that. You know?
It's
Yeah.
ridiculously difficult to get down like complex physical movements.
Yeah.
So like for like those guys that do like woodworking, it
Yeah,
blows my
yeah. Or like
mind.
man.
furniture work, like
Yeah.
heavy duty work,
Yeah.
woodwork.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like think about those stonemasons where they craft like gargoyles out of a block of stone. Jesus Christ, man!
How
No,
long
thank
is it
you.
gonna take that motherfucker?
And the fact that it looks like a real, like,
Yeah.
like it looks real, like holy shit.
And apprenticeships for them isn't like a short span of time. You're an apprentice for a
Yeah.
fucking long time.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
upwards of like 10,
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I actually
Till-
saw a documentary on like this stonemasons and this apprentice was doing it. Yeah, it's literally decades. You
Oh,
become
wow.
Yeah, man.
you are an apprentice for like at least a decade
Yep.
before you are your own stonemason. You know.
And usually by then you're like, I think at least 60 years old.
Mhm.
Around that age, it's not like, in our context, you are an executive by, somewhat like mid-30s.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't put in the dues.
Yeah.
And arguably you don't experience as much.
Yeah, see,
You know?
this is why I love talking to craftsmen and like guys like like sommeliers.
Yeah.
Like then you understand the hard work it takes to become this expert in something.
Precisely, yeah.
And like the journey is really an uphill
Yeah.
battle, not just physically but mentally. You're always thinking, is this gonna work out? Because like let's be honest, the thing that we're doing here, freelancing, it is fucking scary in
Yeah,
Singapore.
that's right.
You don't know if you're gonna be rewarded for all that hard work. And
So,
all
so for most people, right, they can get to 80% of a professional. They can if you're just learning on your own, you can probably get to about 75, 80% of a professional.
Yeah.
But it's then every percentage point that you do is like very, very small nuances that will separate.
From
That
the
will
rest.
sieve out the
Yep.
really, really good ones
Yeah.
from the mediocre ones.
And the thing you notice is like the moment you getting to 80%, it takes maybe like 10 years. But
Yeah.
getting from 80% to 100,
It takes
that's
you
a
know,
long
20, 30
time.
to the rest
Yeah.
of your life.
Yeah, that's a long
yeah.
time. The hard part is at the end,
Yeah.
man. The
Yeah.
hard part is
Yeah.
at the
For
end.
sure. You think you're done? No, you're not done.
Yeah.
bro.
Oh,
You
Like
gotta
there's-
constantly fucking recreate yourself
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's an industry where you have to constantly evolve, man.
There's a thing like that a lot of craftsmen say is like it's just one of those things, whatever craft it may be, like the more you know about the craft, the more you realize you don't know shit about the craft.
Yeah,
exactly,
you know?
exactly, yeah.
You realize that you are just an imbecile and you're just trying to like
a drop in
plot-
the ocean. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's
Exactly.
crazy.
It's crazy.
And
it's
Daryl
insane,
Aiden
yeah.
just fucking shat on all you guys.
Yeah.
No, and you know
Fucker.
what's the saddest part? He actually has quite a good rep before this all went down.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't a shit talker. He kept to himself mostly, but
But
he has a
that's 'cause
good
didn't
rep
want anyone
mostly.
finding out, bro.
Yeah, but this was always gonna blow over.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's just a
for
matter
sure.
of time. So I think one of the things that really that I felt he really shat on was when he took these photos, and if he used them for social media, he could still argue that these images are like I credited them properly, like
But he
it's for
didn't
social
even
media.
credit them, and he got paid fucking using it.
And not just that, he used those images for his portfolio.
Yeah, that
is
fucked
messed
up.
up.
That is fucked
That
up.
is messed up.
Yeah.
Essentially that's just stealing.
Yeah, that is stealing.
That is stealing. Yeah. So you're telling me someone that like I'm proud of everything that I put up on my portfolio because
Yeah.
I know that I created them from scratch.
Yeah.
And now you're shitting on it by telling me that you can just take any rando photo
Yeah.
from the web and that becomes your portfolio.
Yeah.
So
It's
what's that all
cheapening the
about?
craft,
Yeah,
man.
so
It really is cheapening it.
and it's crazy. I'm pretty sure he gets paid to fly to these countries to take those photos.
Yeah, for sure.
So why is there a need to Photoshop them? Yeah. I had a friend
Oh
who told
my
me
goodness.
something that he had to take a photo at Gilman Barracks
Okay.
to take a photo there,
Yeah.
but he didn't. So he photoshopped himself into a Gilman Barrack photo. So I'm like, dude, you know how long it will take you to just take a cab down to Gilman and then just take a photo?
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
It's
is
like
that really difficult?
it's like a day.
To be honest,
Yeah,
I don't think
I-
it'll take a day.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have taken
Right.
a day.
Yeah, that's
Could have
fucked
just
up.
gone
Man.
there,
That's just
taken a photo.
bullshit,
You could have
yeah.
fucking done the actual job and still have had the rest of the day, man, for
Yeah,
yourself.
precisely.
Fucking
Yeah.
asshole. Hey, but that fucking ad Scoot put out,
Oh, I saw that. I
Wow.
saw that.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
fucking beautiful,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, I was actually looking out for IKEA.
Oh,
Because
yeah?
IKEA
Yeah, I
does
thought
this shit
IKEA,
well.
yeah, I
I thought
thought
IKEA would do it. I would do it. But I was
Yeah,
like,
but
oh
then
no,
Scoot
it's
was
alright. We've got
And it
Scoot.
worked.
Yeah.
And it worked. It was
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
fucking perfect.
Yeah. And it was fast too.
Yeah,
It was like the same day, right?
Yeah.
Does this happen very often in like the photography world
What, when people lie? And
when people like steal shit, you know?
I mean, from time to time, yes. I've seen photographers who very obviously stole images from like prominent wedding photographers all over the world.
But at
Yeah.
least for them, they usually don't go to the point where they're fucking making money out of it.
But they do though.
Do they? I think they
They
do.
do,
I mean, why
They
why
do?
would you?
They do.
Yeah, why would you steal it if you're not
Yeah.
gonna make money from it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Because the thing is, like, theft when it comes to art happens all the time. I mean, like recently, Ed Sheeran just got sued for.
Wow, that's news to my
Yeah,
ears.
he just got sued for stealing, Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is something because I've played both songs live before, and I've known for a long time both songs have
Very similar.
the exact same chord progression during the chorus, and it's only a chorus, so like I kind of like let it slide. It's kind of like the Sean Kingston song "Beautiful Girl"
Yes.
and like "Stand By Me"
Uh-huh.
by Benny
Yeah,
King.
yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you want to say like the same chord progression in Thinking Out Loud and what's the song? Let's Get It On. Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror has the same thing as well. But I do feel like it is a bit different when it comes to playing music.
Mhm.
Unless you like completely rip it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you rip off
yeah.
like the melody, but I mean Thinking Out Loud the melody is different enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Let's Get It On from Men in the Mirror. So I think it's a bit different. But that's why I'm asking you that question, because it does happen in music quite a bit. I mean, like Coldplay has gotten
Yeah.
sued before.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I think for I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I
Yeah,
think for
yeah.
photography, there's a more defined line between your own shit and something that you steal. Like I
Right.
don't think you can actually take somebody else's photograph and say that you changed just enough to make it your own. It's like if you wanted to fucking have the same exact location, just take the photo yourself.
Yep.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know?
Yeah, it is a lot more
Yeah.
defined, like when
Yeah.
it is
Yeah,
considered.
because I mean,
stealing.
there's only one person who's going to take the photo.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, that photo only belongs to that one person.
yeah,
So if you think about it, there's no other, there it's just very clear cut in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
So